He's fresh off telling the whole country what he plans to do this year, and this morning, President Obama is coming to the Milwaukee area looking for support for those plans. Plus,
sometimes I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I was wrong.
We'll hear the apology from a congressman who's threatened to toss a reporter off a balcony.
And we're checking your traffic on this Thursday. There will be some delays later on this morning as the president's motorcade moves from Milwaukee to Waukesha, but right now, things are looking good.
We are the CBS 58 Morning News with Nate Custer, Jessica Ty, and meteorologist Lance Hill.
Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, January 30th. I'm Jessica Ty.
And I'm Nate Custer, and in just about 3.5 hours, President Obama will land here in Milwaukee. Along with the top stories from overnight, we've got live team coverage of the presidential visit. Our Leila Carrera is at Mitchell International covering his arrival. And our Matt Doyle is live in Waukesha, where the president will speak at General Electric's gas engines facility. But first, let's get the latest on that snow that's headed our way. Lance, when is it going to start?
Well, it looks like near the lakeshore, probably holding off until 1 o'clock this afternoon. But as you get in our western counties, maybe as early as about 11, we'll start seeing some of the first snowflakes flying. And it is going to be a sideways snow because we're going to have winds gusting from the south at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. But those winds have been warming us overnight along with increasing clouds. Nice to see low 20s everywhere around southeast Wisconsin. Warmest we've been all week long. Wind chills are in the single digits, but hey, at least we are above zero for a change. So our forecast showing that snow right now, precision Doppler radar out across Iowa and into Minnesota. That's the action that's moving in our direction. It'll take a little while to get here, but again, that morning drive should be just fine. It'll be that evening drive that'll have a greater impact from the snow. And really not so much the amount of snow we're going to get, but blowing and drifting snow should be an issue with those gusts, again, from the south-southwest at 40 miles an hour. Most of us picking up about an inch by this afternoon, and then up to 2 inches as you get north of Milwaukee. We'll go closer in and time out that forecast for you hour by hour with our precision forecast model. We're going to take a look at that coming up in just a few minutes, and we'll focus in on maybe some more snow heading into the weekend, Jessica. I'll see you in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Lance.
Okay.
Our top story this morning, President Obama continues his road tour after the State of the Union address with a visit here to the Milwaukee area today. He'll tour the GE gas engines plant in Waukesha and try to drive home some of the key points from Tuesday night. CBS 58's Leila Carrera is live at General Mitchell International Airport, where Air Force One will land around 10 o'clock.
Jessica, we're getting closer and closer to the president's arrival here this morning. Now, Air Force One will be landing at the Air National Guard 128th refueling wing, which is right behind me. We're standing right outside of that place right now. He'll be arriving at 10 a.m., then headed to Waukesha, like you said, where we have a crew, and he'll actually be leaving at 2 to Milwaukee and then headed to Nashville after that. Now, to give you guys some Air Force One facts for you guys this morning, did you know that Air Force One isn't actually a plane? It's just the call radio name for any Air Force plane that the president is on. Of course, he always tries to stay on the same one, but if for whatever reason the president had to get on another Air Force plane, then that plane would be called Air Force One. So any Air Force plane carrying the president is called Air Force One, and that's according to whitehouse.gov. And there's a medical room on Air Force One that can function as an operating room, and there's always a doctor on board, and their food preparation galley can feed 100 people at one time. Again, Jessica and Nate, just a few hours before the president gets here at 10 a.m., then he's headed to Waukesha, and then he's leaving Milwaukee shortly before 2. So if you see some road delays or closures in Milwaukee, that's probably why. And of course, we'll have the latest for you here and on CBS58.com. Reporting live, Leila Carrera, CBS 58 News.
Thank you, Leila. Governor Scott Walker will welcome the president when he arrives at the airport today. And Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett will be in attendance as the president tours the GE plant in Waukesha. But someone who will be noticeably absent is Waukesha's own mayor. Mayor Jeff Skrema has decided to skip the president's visit.
The mayor's office ought to be nonpartisan, to only represent the people of Waukesha. It's not here for photo opportunities for state or national politicians to come into town, take a picture, and then leave.
Mayor Skrema says he's gotten mixed feedback over his decision. He stresses what he's doing is on principle, not a political play.
And regardless of who shows, the city has to be prepared. Captain Ron Aremus with the Waukesha Police Department says they're ready, but even with a 5-day lead time, it's still a challenge.
We do have to tie up a lot of resources. We have to bring a number of personnel in ahead of time. We have to hold personnel over on their shifts to make sure that we can have that proper coverage.
And the president's visit is costing his department roughly 240 hours of overtime, adding up to more than $15,000. He'll also get support from the Waukesha Sheriff's Department as well as the Secret Service.
There will be temporary road closures in Waukesha as the president's motorcade drives through. Take a look at this map right here. North Prairie Avenue between West St. Paul and West College Avenues will be closed between 10 o'clock this morning and 1 this afternoon. Drivers are advised to find different routes and prepare for delays.
And it is 6:34, and as we've told you, we know that President Obama will tour the GE gas engine plant in Waukesha, but what will he really try to drive home with folks here in the Badger State? Continuing our team coverage this morning is CBS 58's Matt Doyle, who joins us live from Waukesha. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Nate. And job training is going to be one of the big focuses today here at the GE engine plant in Waukesha. That was one of the president's messages on Tuesday night during his State of the Union speech, how important job training is to find skilled workers with the correct skills to fill jobs. And about 700 people work at this plant in Waukesha, and they all fill specific roles with specific training, and so that's why he's going to be here today. He'll be talking with some of the executives and leadership team as well as some of the day-to-day workers in the plant. Then he'll be giving his speech around. It's scheduled to go at about 11:20 this morning. He'll be addressing the crowd of workers inside the plant as well as the media. This is closed to the public today, but again, it's one of those that he's coming off of the State of the Union. This is the second day where he'll be out and trying to convey his message to Americans across the country, and he's pinpointed southeast Wisconsin as one of those spots, specifically here in Waukesha. Once he leaves Milwaukee this afternoon, he'll head to Nashville, Tennessee, where he'll be going to a school and be doing a speech there to talk about education. We are live in Waukesha. Matt Doyle, CBS 58 News.
Thank you, Matt. CBS 58 will carry the president's remarks live from Waukesha today. We will also stream the speech on our website, cbs58.com. And you can follow us on Twitter for updates at CBS 58. We will then continue our live team coverage coming up at noon today and going until 10 o'clock tonight.
It is 6:36, and I want you to take a look at this video just into the CBS 58 newsroom of a two-alarm fire at the Best Buy liquor store near Sherman and Capel. Fire crews were called to that scene just after 3 o'clock this morning. Steam and smoke could be seen rising from the top of the building, and our crew on the scene spoke with the battalion chief, who says, unfortunately, there were people inside at the time of that blaze.
We had one occupant in the front window on the second floor who we rescued right away. We had a couple injuries, one firefighter with some burns to the back, and we also had another firefighter with some spraying to the leg or groin.
We'll bring you more information on that as it becomes available to us. And police tell us a suspect is dead and an investigation is underway after law enforcement shot and killed a man. CBS 58 was on the scene last night near 58th and Villard. Police tell us they were in the neighborhood investigating the robbery of two beer delivery men when they came across a possible suspect. And according to police, an officer and the suspect struggled in the backyard of a house on 58th Street.
Looking ahead today, one Milwaukee alderman is asking the Public Safety Committee to take a closer look at the impact driver's license suspensions have on both drivers and the city. Alderman Terry Witkowski says license suspensions are a social and employment barrier for people and wear in police resources in the court system. The committee will discuss the issue at City Hall at 9 o'clock this morning.
6:38 now. Also tonight, public school supporters will pressure the MPS school board to finalize a vote to drop private charter schools from a list of school improvement options the district is considering. Last Thursday, more than 400 people showed up at a student achievement and school improvement committee meeting, and members voted to stop considering private charter schools. Tonight's school board vote would finalize the committee's change of heart.
6:38 right now. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Lance Hill, who's tracking some snow in the forecast.
Yeah, absolutely.